Second part. Goal 10. Reduce inequality within and among countries. Translation. Punish the rich, the entrepreneur, and the innovators, confiscating nearly all gains by those who choose to work like a slave towards the matrix and excel to feed it. Redistribute the confiscated wealth to the masses of non-working human parasites, who are smarter than the matrix slave that feed off a productive economy while contributing nothing to it, all while screaming about equality. Goal 11. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Translation. Ban all gun ownership by private citizens, concentrating guns into the hands of obedient government enforcers who rule over an unarmed, enslaved class of impoverished workers. Criminalize living in most rural areas by instituting Hunger Games-style, protected areas, which the government will claim are owned by the people even though no people are allowed to live there. Force all humans into densely packed, tightly controlled cities where they are under 24/7 surveillance and subject to easy manipulation by government. Goal 12. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Translation. Begin levying punitive taxes on the consumption of fossil fuels and electricity, forcing people to live under conditions of worsening standards of living that increasingly resemble third-world conditions. Use social influence campaigns in TV, movies, and social media to shame people who use gasoline, water, or electricity, establishing a social construct of nannies and tattlers who rat out their neighbors in exchange for food credit rewards. Goal 13. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Translation. Set energy consumption quotas of each human being and start punishing or ever criminalizing lifestyle decisions that exceed energy usage limits set by governments. Institute total surveillance of individuals in order to track and calculate their energy consumption. Penalize private vehicle ownership and force the masses onto public transit, where TSA grunts and facial recognition cameras can monitor and record the movement of every person in society, like a scene ripped right out of Minority Report. Goal 14. Conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Translation. Ban most ocean fishing, plunging the food supply into an extreme shortage and causing runaway food price inflation that puts even more people into economic desperation. Criminalize the operation of private fishing vessels and place all ocean fishing operations under the control of government central planning. Only allow favored corporations to conduct ocean fishing operations, and make this decision based entirely on which corporations give the most campaign contributions to corrupt lawmakers. Goal 15. Protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. Translation. Roll out Agenda 21 and force humans off the land and into controlled cities. Criminalize private land ownership, including ranches and agricultural tracts. Tightly control all agriculture through a corporate corrupted government bureaucracy whose policies are determined almost entirely by Monsanto while being rubber-stamped by the USDA. Ban wood stoves, rainwater collection, and home gardening in order to criminalize self-reliance and force total dependence on government. Goal 16. Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Translation. Allow criminals of non-American citizens to do whatever they want, which will be free to engage in any illegal activity, including openly calling for the mass murder of corrupt police officers, because they will be protected. Inclusive institutions means granting favorable tax structures and government grants to corporations that hire gender workers or whatever groups are currently in favor within central planners in government. Use the IRS and other federal agencies to selectively punish unfavorable groups with punitive audit and regulatory harassment, all while ignoring the criminal activities of favored corporations that are friends of the political elite. Goal 17. Strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. Translation. Enact global trade mandates that override national laws while granting unrestricted imperialism powers to companies like Monsanto, Dow Chemical, R.J. Reynolds, Coca-Cola, and Merck. Pass global trade pacts that bypass a nation's lawmakers and override intellectual property laws to make sure the world's most powerful corporations maintain total monopolies over drugs, seeds, chemicals, and technology. Nullify national laws and demand total global obedience to trade agreements authored by powerful corporations and rubber-stamped by the UN, total enslavement of the planet by 2030. Welcome to the United Nations plans of global takeover. While they make you believe they are at war with conspiracies, but it's them who are a problem. Now let's watch their next move.
We are Sweet and Suck. The shadows is our greatest weapon. Expect us.